Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to do another top 10, and it's Spider-Man movies. So I'm going to break it down for you guys. My favorite scenes, what I love about the movie most, pretty much like why I like the movie more than like the other ones kind of do when I get to the number one. Okay, so number 10 is Amazing Spider-Man number 2, and that one's a 6.5 out of 10. That's a sequel to Amazing Spider-Man, obviously, and that one was that was the reboot they did after the trilogy with Toby Maguire in the early 2000s, and people were like, "Oh, what the fuck are they doing?" And like they're rebooting Spider-Man again, and I didn't give a fuck. Like, I was down to see Spider-Man as many times. I'm always down to see Spider-Man anytime in the movie theaters. So I think this is like grade 11. We went to go see it, or grade 10, and it was like the first one, I'm pretty sure it was like grade 12 or maybe after high school. I think the Amazing Spider-Man first one came out, and it was kind of like cheesy. It wasn't everyone knew this whole origin of Spider-Man, so they retold it again, and it was like, fuck, like we already know this shit. So that's what kind of sucked about it. But the second one, which was like, we were used to Mary Jane and Spider-Man's romance. This time we got, like, through the first two, we get, like, through this new Amazing Spider-Man movies, we got to see Emma Stone play as Gwen Stacy, who's Spider-Man's, like, early on first, like, girlfriend before Mary Jane. And so anyways, so Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a 6.5 out of 10. And my whole reason I gave it a 6.5 out of 10, like, I don't like the villains. It's a big build up at the end to fucking nothing. Like, they don't give us the trilogy. Like, we don't get a third one. So, and they tease like the whole Sinister Six squad at the end that's going to take them down, and they didn't even end up showing that give us a third movie. So it kind of sucks. So I'm still kind of hurt about that. So I give it number 2. And the one thing that they did do good was Gwen. Spoilers ahead, guys. Sorry, I'm going to keep talking deep into stuff. Gwen Stacy dies in the movie, and I remember watching the first one, and then the second one being like, she's gonna fucking die in this one, she's totally dead, she's gonna die in this one or the third one. And who do you think in the trailer, I kind of like that's what was my thing. I always analyze the fuck out of trailers, and I kind of seen in one scene that I definitely think she was gonna die, and then I was just ready for it. Tears ran down my eyes when she died. Like, it was fucking intense for me, because I like just the comic books and shit. It was like an epic moment in comics, and that's why I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. It's not a good movie. It's an okay movie. It's just kind of like sad at the very fucking end. Obviously, I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. So number 9 is Infinity Wars, and we give that a 9 out of 10, just because I'm going to be talking just like that movie part. His part was like, I think he had maybe a few dialogues of things, but like the first time we see him, he's on the bus going to a field trip, and all of a sudden in Infinity Wars, they like a whole school bus, he's like he sees an alien ship, and like his arms go up, like because the whole thing was the last 2 movies that they did with the new Spider-Man, this is Tom Holland that I'm going to be talking about now, is that they didn't kind of talk about his spidey sense at all. But then they started talking about how they're going to go in more depth now. So in Infinity Wars, they show his hairs go up. Like, whoa, like something's tingling. Like, something's like wrong. And then, it's like the alien ship's happening. So he gets out. We see him just like with his clothing on, with the Spider-Man mask on, like just in the comics. And that was a really cool scene. We get to finally see him in the Iron Spider suit, which is like the Iron Man Tony Stark built for him, pretty much, but like the MCU version, and it's fucking badass. He teams up with Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and all the Guardians of the Galaxy team members, and like shit goes down hard when they're on Titan fighting Thanos. Like, it was fucking good. Like, he's like the best scene. Like, I cried again, because spoiler ahead, guys, fucking poof, and he's like, Mr. Stark, and like, okay, so the reason why, like, so everyone fades away super fast, and he doesn't, is because he has like that ultimate healing capabilities. Like, his healing factors are so fast, and it was just awesome to see that they were able to incorporate that and make his death more fucking like sadder. And it was like, I was like, fuck, they just put Spider-Man in the MCU and they fucking killed him. I was like fucking so pissed off. And then it just cuts to black like 20 minutes later, Yeah. Number 8, Endgame, and I give that a 9 out of 10 for his performance, because, spoiler ahead, guys, they come back, and it's fucking amazing when they come back. Like, you just see him, and, like, everyone remember in the theater, like, I was screaming and cheering, and he's just, like, the first scene, you see him, he's, like, he saves Tony Stark, and then he's like, hey, Mr. Stark, and then so he's like, no, we're out of space, and then all of a sudden I got really sick, and I passed out, and then the wizard guy, he says, we gotta go, it's been 3 years, 5 years, and he starts doing the hand thing, and then we teleport here. Oh, it was so funny, and they hug each other, and then he has, like, an epic scene where he gets to hold the gauntlet, too, and that's fucking awesome, and then, like, he just gets fucked up in the movie, too, a couple times, like, he's just in the corner, like, fucking, like, a little baby, because he's just a little kid still, so, because this is, like, fucking epic to him, so he's like, holy fuck, like, he's like, I'm in the shit, because it was, like, epic fucking battle in that game. It was so good. And then he had a really good, like, send-off to, spoiler ahead, guys, like, Iron Man dying. He was one of the ones that it went War Machine, and then it went to Tom Holland, went to Spider-Man to give him, like, a nod off, and it was I was fucking crying. Like, I'm gonna start tearing up now. It was so good. He's like, Mr. Stark, we won. It was so fucking good, you guys. Holy fuck. So good. So, number 7 is Civil War, and that's pretty much the first time we get to see the MCU Spider-Man, Tom Holland, and then we literally see him, I think, for like 10 minutes. So, like, and it's like, when he's in a suit, right away, he's very, you could tell he's very full of full of himself, very, like, proud, like, he's cocky, thinks he can do anything, like, he's very headstrong in that sense, but, like, and then I'll talk about that when I rate Homecoming too. So, 8 out of 10, like, every scene he was in for when he was talking, he just seemed very, like, it was so fucking funny, like, every, like, line he had, I was just laughing, because he was just, like, this fucking, like, 15-year-old kid thrown in this, like, big, like, fucking Avengers situation with, like, all the Avengers fighting each other, and he's just fucking like, what the fuck? He's like, this is holy shit. Like, it was funny. So number 6 is Spider-Man 3, the trilogy from Toby Maguire, and I give that a hard 6.5 out of 10. It's great. You get 3 villains in it. You get the Black Spider-Man if you're down for that shit too. Harry Osborn, spoiler, dies. It's very, when you're watching the other ones and you rewatch it, you're like, fuck, this was like, they dropped the ball hard, because number 2 was the best Spider-Man movie out so far, like number 1, and then number 2, it was just like, and then they try to, like, double down on the villains, and then they, like, oh, he's got a black suit too. I liked it. There was, like, epic moments, like, there was moments that made me cry, but, like, it was cool, like, the fight scenes, but the whole Uncle Ben morale, where they, like, made it so, like, the guy that shot Uncle Ben wasn't actually the guy that shot Uncle Ben in the first movie, so they flipped the script, so it was just like, fuck's sakes, are you kidding me? So it wasn't really, like, all worth it, I guess, I don't know, like, it was so, like, Peter was just, like, getting all mad all the time, so, and then he was doing this weird dance down the street, too. It was so fucking stupid, and he bitch slaps Mary Jane too and shit. Like, I don't know, there's a couple good cool moments in the movie, like epic moments in the end where him and, like, Harry are on the fucking glider, like the Green Goblin glider, and they're fucking, like, riding it to go save Mary Jane, and he fucking chucks Spider-Man down to go save him pretty much, and he fucking saves Mary Jane at, like, the fucking last second, like usual. It was so cool. So number 5 is number 1 Spider-Man, and that's a 7.5 out of 10, and I fucking loved it. I can remember, like, the first time, well, I think I was, like, in the 3rd grade watching the Toby Maguire one, and, like, I think it was 2001 or 2000. Either way, it was, like, I was 8 years old, going to see Spider-Man, like, live action for the first fucking time. Like, this is fucking amazing. Like, I couldn't believe it. It was so surreal, and I remember, I think I went to go see it, like, 6 or 5 times when it was in theaters. It was fucking awesome. Like, 7.5 out of 10. I love it. Some epic moments. Fuck. It was literally like, him versus the Green Goblin, and that was like fucking insane. Like I got to see the Green Goblin. Like I grew up watching the animated series, so I got to see Spider-Man live action, Mary Jane real life, them making out, doing the upside down kiss, and then him learning how to like be Spider-Man for the first time, seeing Uncle Ben die, like all these epic moments, like Harry, like in the end finding out that like Spider-Man like killed his dad, I guess, like, but that's not the real like situation. And then like the real thing is that like Harry's dad is fucking the Green Goblin. That was a bigger fucking thing. Like it was fucking so epic. Like the end battle was so dope. Growing up watching it, like Spider-Man got his shit pumped. He got his shit pumped and he still won. That fucking dude fucking just says, chirps about Mary Jane, and then he just fucking, Spider-Man just goes like rage and then like just does this crazy flip and stops him. But either way, Spider-Man got his butt kicked. But that's the thing I love about Spider-Man. He gets his ass kicked and he just keeps coming back. It's fucking awesome. So number 4 is Homecoming now, and 7.5 out of 10, just like the original Toby. It was funny. It was more grounded, so it wasn't like world saving types. Like he was just saving, like, I don't know, like it wasn't, it was like a big factor in the end that what he was trying to do, but it wasn't, I guess. Like it was just so grounded. It was funny. He doesn't swing and through the city really. He's pretty, like, he's afraid of heights too. He's pretty much swinging like through like just the neighborhoods where he's at pretty much, and it's fucking in the Bronx. Like it's fucking so funny. And he's like, first time after Civil War, he gets to keep the suit, and it's taking down the Vulture for the first time. There's fucking a bunch of funny moments in that, and then like his buddy Ned finds out that he's Spider-Man too, and at the end, spoiler, I guess, the best moment where he suits up and then he takes his mask off and Aunt May's just fucking right behind him, and then it just like cuts to fucking a song and like the end credits. It was so fucking dirty and funny. It was good. He looked so badass. They showed how when he was in school, what I liked, he was just waiting for school to end so he can suit up, be Spider-Man, and just swing around and like see if when he can become Avenger. Or like it was just so it was so comic book. Like it was just a great comic book movie. I loved it. It was good. Number 3, Spider-Man 2, Toby Maguire. 8 out of 10. It was, I think that one came out 2 years after the first one, so I think I might have been 10. Yeah, probably. I can't remember really. Yeah, about that maybe. Either way, I went to go see that, and like opening night, it was packed. It was fucking awesome. Like Doc Ock. It was Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. You got to see like some teasers. What's gonna happen to Harry Osborn possibly? Like he's seeing the Green Goblin. Like it was trippy as fuck. Like it was so cool. We like get to see the side of Spider-Man where he's struggling. Like, does he want to be Spider-Man still? Cause it's now he can't see Mary Jane's play, and that, but he's being late for it, and then like he's just always like messing up. Like he's getting fired from his job, right? So like he can't be Spider. Like he needs to make money, and he's failing. Like he's falling asleep in college, kind of deal. So it just like shows the struggle of like what would it be like for Spider-Man, like in like college life. Like he needs to pay rent money, kind of deal, and he's always getting hounded by his like his his landlord, sorry. And it's just like, I don't know, it's a great aspect. Like it's just him struggling between like, should he still be Spider-Man, and then he quits being Spider-Man halfway through the movie because he kind of like starts losing his powers, because like it's one of those things where he still like doesn't know if he doesn't know if he wants to be Spider-Man anymore. Fuck, it's a good fucking movie. Like it was so good. Like it made a fucking shit ton of money when it came out. Like people were like fucking so surprised a superhero movie could make that much money. Hard 8 out of 10. I fucking love it. There was the fucking bank scene, the fight scene, so epic. And then the moment where he loses his mask at the end fight, and he has to go save Mary Jane and hold the big fucking thing up, and they have like that epic talk kind of deal. Oh, it was so fucking dope. And then he ends up turning Otto Octavius like back to the good side, and like seeing what he's actually doing is bad, because Octavius was like his mentor, kind of like he Peter looked up to him kind of deal, and that was a big thing for him, so taking him down really hurt, so it was intense. So we got to see Doc Ock kind of take his own life and stop like the big destruction. I don't even remember what the fuck the thing was. It was like a big fucking sunball or some shit, like magnet sunball. Anyways, 8 out of 10, great Spider-Man sequel. Toby, the early ones, amazing. Number 2, Spider-Man Far From Home. I know it just came out, but that's what the next one's going to be about too. Like, it was fucking sweet. Like, it was Mysterio. Like, I didn't think they could ever, if you would told me when I was watching like the first Toby Maguire movie that they were going to have Mysterio in a Spider-Man movie someday, I would just laugh and be like, that's so fucking stupid. But Jake Gyllenhaal was so good. Jake Gyllenhaal was so fucking awesome as Mysterio. They made the fishbowl look fucking dope when they showed it. Like, he made Peter trip out so much. Like, they went in more Peter's spider sense and how like he was off because all this shit was going on. Like like Tony Stark has just been gone. Like he killed himself pretty much to save the world. It was fucking epic. Spoiler head. So anyways, 8 out of 10, guys. It was so good. He gets a new suit, 2 new suits in it. Yeah, it was fucking great. He's going like to like all around like Paris, Greece, and he's working with S.H.I.E.L.D. to take down these elementals, and we end up finding out that like Mysterio is working with them, but he's actually not working with them. It was so fucking good, the little hook they did. I kind of knew that was coming, but the trickery they do that he does to Spider-Man and halfway mark, I think, it's fucking so good. Like, it's so trippy and cool. Like, it's awesome. Like, it's Mysterio epicness, and I love it. I was so happy they did stuff like that. And then like the end fight scene is fucking epic. It's so cool. Like, it's spider sense. He finally fucking uses his spider sense. I don't think I was ever so fucking excited for something in a movie. Well, maybe I was, but anyways, hard 8 out of 10. Fucking Spider-Man Far From Home. That's just the recent Spider-Man movie that just came out. It is fucking, it's good. Like, it's good. Like, it's not amazing, it's great. There's some fucking epic visuals in it. Like, it's a good watch, just like all the other ones. Number one isn't even a live action, it's an animated movie, and that is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, baby. 9 out of 10. It's so fucking good. This is like their, so we get like Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Man, Spider-Pig, Robot Spider, like this Chinese chick version, Spider-Gwen, and like our Spider-Man, like that we known, but he's a 40-year-old man played by Jake Johnson or Jake Johnson. He's the guy. He's plays Nick from New Girls. Did a fucking amazing job, and also Miles Morales. And we had another Spider-Man that played another Peter Parker. So we had 2 Peter Parkers in it. The first Peter Parker we see is played by Chris Pine. Yeah, Chris Pine, voice by Chris Pine, and he played what was it? I can't remember if he was Peter B. Parker, and the other one was Peter Parker, or vice versa. But either way, that's how they like showed them. And one of them, and like the Chris Pine version had blonde hair, and then like the Jake Johnson, yeah, ended up having like the red hair. But he was like fatter, like just more like he was old. Like he married MJ, they divorced because he didn't want kids and shit like that. So he's been through everything. Like it shows like through what they've been going through, and then it's pretty much like we learned it's Miles' origin story because we get to see like how he becomes Spider-Man. Like that's how this whole like movie's all about. And Miles is a black Latino. I think I'm wrong, but I can't really remember. But he's a mixed culture. And he gets bitten by a radioactive spider when he's hanging out with his, not known though, but later on, spoiler ahead, Uncle Aaron, who is aka the Prowler villain. He is the like, kind of henchman for the Kingpin. And when they show him off, he's fuck. Like the music, yeah, like I jumped multiple times. It was fucking epic. Like the visuals in this movie is fucking so trippy. Like it's so good. So they have villains: Kingpin, Prowler, Scorpion, Doc Ock. Ooh, I can't even remember. They had Norman Osborn, like the Green Goblin, but he was like the big monster version. They do that in like the Ultimate comic books. And I can't even remember what the other one was. Scorpion? Yeah. But so anyways, it was like then there's like 6 Spider-Men that we see in the movie, and then we get to see like just each and every one of their origins. Like it's fucking cool. Like I love it. It's they make it very comic bookish. Like the 40-year-old version Spider-Man is now like he meets up with Spider-Man because in Miles' world, that Spider-Man created by spoilerhead Chris Pine is dead, and it's fucking awesome. So he doesn't know how to be Spider-Man because before Chris Pine said he met with Miles and told him like all this stuff. So it was fucking before he died. It was epic. It was so epic. Like they killed Spider-Man in like the first like fucking 15 minutes of the movie. It was so good. One of the Spider-Man. It was fucking so cool though. They already, after like it was even before it got released, or that premiere night, I think it got so liked so much that they okayed a sequel, and they okayed like a spin-off to a all-females Into the Spider-Verse version. So like Spider-Gwen, like the Asian spider chick that was in there, and then like I can't even remember the girl's name. Spider-Woman, and then there's like Lady Arachna, I think, or Lady, I can't even remember her name. She's like the whole web of shadows, or not web shadows, but web lady. Yeah, 9 out of 10, Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man, I think it's Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse. It's fucking great. Like, it's so good, it's so great, I love it. It's, like, all of them, there's so many good epic moments. Like, I'm gonna go back and, like, Spider-Man 2, like, it's so epic. Like, the train scene where he's trying to stop the big train, and he's fucking just, like, pulling it with his might. Like, the whole thing that I love about Spider-Man is, like, he can just, like, fight, get his ass beat, and then have to go do something else, like right away, save someone from like falling buildings like 2 seconds later, and he just keep coming back, and he's just has that strength. But he's like just like anyone else, he has to pay rent, he has those vulnerabilities where he's not too sure about himself and like what he's doing, kind of deal. Like he doesn't know if he should be Spider-Man or should he just get a full-on career and support Aunt May, kind of deal, because it's just him and Aunt May, and he's got to make sure Aunt May's getting by. It's just one of those things where he doesn't know, and then it's just a big struggle of like being an Avenger if he becomes an Avenger one day, which I love that they do in the comic books. And that's what I love about it. It's just he's amazing, he's awesome. They have so many different versions of Spider-Man too. Like they played not even 3, there's like over 5 or 6 different versions of Spider-Man voiced acted now, like over 10, 12, I think. It's fucking nuts. Like I love Spider-Man is the best. That's my top 10, guys. I hope you like it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and don't forget, with great power comes great responsibility.